Hello, everybody. We are back with more parz for 10 more shorts. I'm viewing. I did want to let people know that I am viewing the shorts by popularity and not just by like the latest one. So that's why they're kind. If you notice that they're kind of out of order, that's why. But if there is anything specific you'd like me to react to, or anything that you'd want to see me react to, you can leave suggestions down below in the comments. I do read comments and I do like to see them. And I would appreciate if you considered liking and subscribing the video to the liking the video and subscribing to the channel. But yeah, feel free to leave anything that you'd like to see me react to down below in the comments, and I'll more than likely react to it. I have to see how it is before, because I know there's some things that I probably can't react to or probably shouldn't react to. But yeah, let's just begin with the video.
Pigeon saved an entire army battalion.
Heroes never die.
Introducing our protagonist, Jeremy, a carrier.
Oh yeah, they did. Didn't they used to use carrier pigeons? It wasn't that long ago, like in the 20th century, like probably early 20th century.
A pigeon who was in the employ of the US Army Signal Corps during World War One. You see, back in the oldie times, radio technology.
World War One. I forget when that happened exactly. I want to say 1914, but I think that's another war. But yeah,
Technology was kind of dog. So carrier pigeons were still the meta for DMing the homies memes over distance.
So
Which is how, in 1918, our feathered little shock troop.
Oh, I might have been right. It started because I think it started in 1914 and ended in 1918 or something.
Here,
or maybe it started in 1918. I don't know, because I know World War II started in like 1940, I think.
Ended up in France, with 500 US soldiers stuck 3 kilometers behind enemy lines, completely cut off from supply and reinforcement in a 7-day shootout. You see,
how does that happen? How does that happen? That's my question. How does that happen? But I'm not one to psychoanalyze. I'm just curious how it could happen.
Jeremy's battalion, juiced up on freedom and red crayons, had overextended and become trapped, surrounded on all sides by German soldiers. And to make matters worse, being stuck behind enemy lines meant they were now on the receiving end of US defense spending, being absolutely hammered with friendly artillery. Now, stuck as far away as they would have had more luck using their radio as fucking nunchucks than a comms device. So they began sending out carrier pigeons in an attempt to tell command to stop fucking shelling them and help on the point. However, the Germans were having none of that shit and shot every single carrier pigeon the battalion sent out of the air like they were running an AIM Labs warm-up. Until only one remained, Jeremy. Desperate and rapidly running out of soldiers, the battalion wrote a message and attached it to Jeremy, sending him into the air and watching him sail above the trees. And just when they thought he was clear, some f***ing sweat on the German side nailed him. The battalion watched in horror as their last hope spiraled out of the sky. The bullet tore straight through Jeremy's center of mass, destroying one eye, punching a hole through his chest, and blowing off one of his legs.
That's wild. So someone just found. So then that means someone found the bird, right?
And this Giga Chad of an animal tanked it.
Do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache.
The Marines watched in awe as this mangled pigeon picked itself out of the mud and managed to fly clear of German fire. Jeremy made it the whole way back to base, delivering the message and saving a total of 194 soldiers. Not only did he get the job done, but he f***ing lived. He was granted one of the highest military honors the French army could provide and sent into retirement with his trainer. And when he eventually did pass several years later, he was preserved and placed in the Smithsonian, where you can go see him today.
Is that an actual picture of him? If that's wild. You don't think something that small could survive like being shot by like a bullet, but it did. The bird did.
There he is. Absolute
Oh, that
legend.
was it.
This pigeon say this is one of the oldest creatures on the planet.
Who's that Pokemon?
Huh?
We got a boomer!
Introducing the horseshoe crab, found under the sea in the
Horseshoe
Atlantic,
crab.
Indian, and Pacific Oceans. And when I said old, I didn't mean individually. These little guys disconnect from the server at around age 40. And as far as their actual lives go, they're kind of boring. They're bottom feeders with zero offensive capability, and the only reason they have a tail is that without it, they would die if you flipped them onto their backs. No, when I say old, I mean as a species, because these things are walking fossils that
Huh.
have been running the exact same basic ass build, completely unchanged
Into nothing but
for
step back.
millions of years. How many millions? Well, here is a list of events that this little guy's family tree has lived through. The fall of Rome, the evolution of humankind,
Go back, I want to be monkey!
the Ice Age, God tossing a rock at the big ass lizards.
Lizard.
Hell, this little fucker watched the first fish crawl onto land and was underwater when the first tree spawned.
Jeez.
I think the best way I can put this into perspective is that not unlike the way the Earth orbits the Sun, the Sun orbits the Milky Way. Now, this process takes around 225 million years to complete. The horseshoe crab has done it twice!
How could they How can they possibly figure out the species is that old? How do scientists do that? I'm very curious. How can they find out that how old a species is? I mean, obviously by the fossils, but there can't possibly be fossils dating back to 4.5 to 450 million years ago. There's no way that a fossil like that exists. Or is in a condition enough where they would be able to figure that out.
Australia has dancing spiders.
Ah,
Allow me to introduce you to the land down under's most
it's a tiny thing.
fabulous arachnid, the peacock spider. Now,
Peacock.
this 8-legged pride flag is not remotely dangerous to humans. It's got full venom, tiny fangs, and as far as size goes, they're the spider equivalent of a fucking gnome. What
They're tiny. If that was its size compared to a pencil, they're fucking tiny.
makes these little guys interesting is their love lives. You see, not
Ow.
unlike normal peacocks, it's only the males of the species that are running the RGB gamer lights. But why
So
are they not
males
like a Razer
have
laptop? Well, because spiders can't just post up with a dead fly on Tinder and start swiping. No, the boys here have to attract a lady the old-fashioned way. Shake an ass. You see, in order to find a mate, peacock spiders head out to the club and find a lady across the dance floor. They then lock eyes with her, and as the song changes, they raise that coloured dump truck to the sky, start playing Dance Dance f***ing Revolution, baby. Now, as he dances, the female spider watches very closely, not only paying attention to the movements of the dance, but also the fucking vibrations.
The How
And
can
if our
they?
protagonist here
How can they pay attention to the vibration? I mean, I assume the hair on their legs probably gives them that information.
can nail Osu Valentine's Edition just right, the female spider will slowly approach, lean in for a kiss, and... But, here's the thing. If he f***ed up the dance, he fails the charisma check. And if he f***s the charisma
No,
check,
it is.
he's no longer boyfriend material. He's a f***ing Happy Meal. Australia
So it's. I think it's kind of like the praying mantis. I think when if the praying mantis's mate I think the female eats the head of the male or something like that, or maybe that's just like false information. But
This bird is
possibly.
attempting to reproduce with that man's head. But why? Well, this adorable little guy is the kakapo. And the answer to the question basically boils down to the fact it fucking sucks at being a bird.
I'm like, what is
How?
it me for?
To begin with, its wings are fucking useless. The kakapo is huge, weighing in at 4 kilos, which
8
is 2.5
pounds.
kilos heavier than any other bird in the parrot family, which is probably why the kakapo.
So it's a parrot? Huh. Because most of the parrots are like small, colorful birds. And they're not like that big.
Is literally the only parrot species on the fucking planet that can't fly. He is
It looks like an owl. It doesn't look like a parrot. It looks more like an owl.
so rotund that he just hops along the ground. They also suck at reproducing. See, in order to
How?
attract a mate, male kakapo will dig a hole, plant themselves firmly in it, and then start spamming vine booms at the top of their lungs
What?
8 hours a day for 3 months at a time. The problem is their call is very low pitched, which means that while females can feel it from miles off, they can't pinpoint where it's coming from, so they end up alone. When this happens, the defeated male f***s off and attempts to mate with a rock. Or, as you saw at the beginning, a journalist's head.
You are being shagged by a rare parrot.
What? So it's low pitched enough so they can't pinpoint the exact location. But it's like they can hear where it's coming, where like the general area, or hear the sound that it's making. So the birds are kind of like introverts in a way. Yeah, they're kind of like introverts in a way, I suppose.
Now, by this point, you are probably asking yourself, how the fuck has it survived this long? And the unfortunate answer is that it really fucking hasn't. See, the
They're an
reason this
endangered
feathered
animal.
squeaky toy has evolved the survival instincts of a crusty sock is because it is only found in New Zealand, a place that naturally has no predators.
So it doesn't have
None of
anything
what I
that-
just said is a
Okay.
problem when you're basically playing on peaceful. Tragically, that little Union Jack in the corner of the New Zealand flag means it was
British.
colonised by the fucking British. So suddenly, there are cats, dogs, and early on, people trying to turn the poor thing into a KFC bucket, and its only defensive mechanism is standing still.
What?
Their population dropped as low as 49 birds, and they are still critically endangered to this day. Certified British Empire moment.
British Empire POV.
This bird
That's so they were at how do they track that, like the statistics of a particular species of animal? Because they can't know that how much of every single type of one species that there is to be. I mean, they can estimate it, more than likely. That's probably what they're doing with most of the numbers, is probably estimating the amount that's left.
that isn't a tree.
What?
It's a fucking bird. Introducing the
bird?
tawny frogmouth, a species of bird found in the land down under, and Australia's very own avian equivalent of a maxed out Skyrim stealth build. Now you may be
Yeah,
thinking to yourself,
it is
well, it can't be
stealthy.
that stealthy. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You can see that one. Did you see the one right fucking next to it?
What?
Now, the important question is,
Okay,
Why
I
the
didn't see that.
do these things have predator camo? Well, there's two reasons. First of all being, it's f***ing Australia. You see, these bad boys are primarily nocturnal, staying on the move during the night and dive bombing unaware insects to meet their bulking goals. However, that means that during the day, they sleep. And in a country where at any point you can be bitten, mauled, stung, or f***ing drop-kicked to death,
Dropkick isn't as painful.
laying down
though.
in the wrong spot can turn a short nap into the forever sleep. So, in order to prevent themselves from becoming an item on a
Forever
Snake's
sleep.
KFC order, these tactical chickens evolved the ghillie suit to basically allow them to f***ing disappear. Being practically invisible allows them to unlock their second passive, f***ing DoorDash. You see, these guys are so f***ing good at cosplaying a stick that not only do predators mistake them for Groot, but so does their prey. And so,
Right.
whenever they take a nap, they just leave their mouths open a little bit. And whenever some poor ant just tries to walk his way to work, he instead DoorDashes himself directly into its f***ing mouth.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
That isn't a tree. Scientists just discovered a new fish.
A new
Looks
fish.
f***ing ridiculous. This is the bumpy snailfish, a freshly
Bumpy
discovered species
snailfish.
found off the coast of California. What makes this absolute specimen stick out is that it's a deep sea fish found at a depth
Deep
of
sea fish.
3 kilometers. And I am here to tell you exactly why. Because once God finished building this thing, he took a step back, looked at it, realized exactly how fucking chopped it was, and punted that thing into the depths of the ocean where no one would ever see it again.
Be free!
Oh.
However, thanks to the hubris of mankind, it is here before us today to take the piss out of.
Look at the top of his head.
I mean, fucking look at it. It is a profoundly unserious creature.
Definitely
I do not think
unserious.
a single fucking thought has ever spawned
No
behind those
thoughts.
eyes.
Head empty.
Not to mention the fit on it. It looks like an aquatic, uncooked turkey with a fucking smiley face drawn on it. Coming in at a solid
True.
3 inches in length,
Ah,
Bumpy
it's
here
like
is
tiny- it
not
is
the only
kinda
species
small.
of snailfish. There's others that look like this.
Snailfish.
However, unlike his cousins, God deemed it so that this poor little f***er would be built like a shaved testicle. The scientific term for a pair of these should be a sack. However, despite the fact that he looks like a sperm cell with a receding hairline, I love him. He's so cute. Look at that smile. That shit reminds me of Sackboy on the PS3. I know when they got his
that's
ass
kinda
on
how
camera, he looked at
similar.
it and went,
You know, when you showed me up, you
Similarities
put
to
some of
that.
the stuffing in the wrong places, so I'm a little f***ed up. But will you take care of me forever and ever?
scientist, who wins? 100 men or 1 gorilla? Well, to get your answer, we're going to have to look at our fighters for the most anticipated cage match of 2025. And
Would it be the
in
most
red
anticipated
corner,
cage
standing
match?
at an impressive 6 feet tall and weighing a ridiculous 220 kilos,
440
we have
pounds.
one singular silverback gorilla. Stepping into the ring to settle the score against humanity for what we did to Harambe, this fighter is bringing some impressive physical strength, capable of lifting up to 800 kilos of weight. Meaning that if it gets its hands on you, a gorilla is more than capable of picking you up and doing you the same way that Hulk did Loki.
Honestly, that would kind of
Now,
be
on top
funny
of
to
being
see.
stronger than Eddie Hall, they also have an unreal reach advantage with a 2.6 meter wingspan. which is a fairly major problem because a right hook from a gorilla produces 2,700 pounds of force. To put that into perspective, the human skull shatters at 1,400. So if Winston hits you with a haymaker, your head is going to pop like a fucking watermelon.
Yeah.
And with the cage fight following the Mortal Kombat rule set, we can also factor in the gorilla's bite. Because despite being a pretty gentle herbivore in the wild, they have
so
one of
they're
the
herbivores
highest
as well.
bite forces on the planet at 1,300
They also have like those
PSI.
fangs.
That is 100 PSI more than a polar bear. And now, with our fighter statistics out of the way, let's get down to business. Can our gorilla win a fight against the 100 average men in the blue corner? Place your bets. Let's see who comes out on top. Yeah, look, I'm going to keep it real with you. Even with those stats, Winston here is getting bodied. I'm sorry, he's going back to the spawn room. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Directly to hanging out with Harambe in heaven. 100 people, it's just too fucking many. He's getting jumped. However, not to say he's not going to take a few with him. My guess is one guy runs up and gets swatted across the cage like a toddler. Shatters his ribs against the bar. Second guy gets grabbed by the leg and given the Hulk treatment. About 6 other guys cop swings to the head and die instantly from broken necks. One dumbass is probably going to try to hit him off the top rope and get done the same way that Omni-Man did Nightwing. But at that point, the crowd probably jumps in and realizes that there are still about 90 of them and it's over. Not that the fight even needs to happen, but it wouldn't be the first time we lost a gorilla to human stupidity.
I fucking can't. It's the whole.
Not to say he's not going to take a few with him. My guess is one guy runs up and gets swatted across the cage like a toddler, shatters his ribs against the bars. Second.
I can't with that part. That would be fucking hilarious to see. The way he says it too, it makes it funny as fuck to me for some reason. I don't know why.
No, this is not a video of hell. This is completely unedited, no filters footage from Western Australia. And you're wondering, how the fuck does it look like a Terraria blood
red?
moon?
It's so red.
Well, the answer to that question is sand.
Sand.
Here's a fun fact for you. Australia is the world's largest exporter of iron ore. And 96% of that shit is pulled out of the ground in Western Australia. And the reason we excavate whole chunks there is because the place is sitting on 55 billion, with a B, tons of ore. The whole state is basically just a desert biome covered in iron farms.
Simple iron.
And that iron isn't just found at Y11. No, there is actual fucking rust in the dirt and sand, which tints the whole desert red. And that red sand is why WA looks like fucking Caled. See, as if the animals trying to kill us wasn't enough. God has done a little trolling and spawned a tropical cyclone on WA's coastline.
Tropical cyclone.
And the wind from that bad boy kicks all that red sand into the air, blocks out the sun, and turns whatever light creeps through blood f***ing red.
Huh. That's interesting.
Genuinely thought this was Armageddon, but it is just sand sending us to the tomato dimension.
To the tomato dimension.
No, this tiny bird killed a man.
What?
But how? Well, you see, this is an Australian magpie. And why, yes, it is found in Australia. How could you fucking tell? But despite sharing a postcode with all the other Dark Souls enemies down here, they're actually pretty chill little guys. They got no poison, they aren't hiding a mouthful of teeth, and considering they're the length of a ruler and weigh less than a kilo, they can't pick you up and fly off with you. On top of that, they're actually really intelligent and often will form bonds with people who feed them. Most of this, however, immediately...
So are they sort of... They're like the Australian crow, then, kind of. Since crows are also like that.
Gets thrown out the window during the magpie's nesting season. Or, as it is better known down under, fucking swooping season.
Swooping season.
See, because half of our wildlife would gladly turn magpies and their eggs into KFC, the second they build a nest, a switch flips in their brain and every single fibre of their being is devoted to aggressively defending the nest like they're a unit in a fucking tower defense game. Because if you step within around 50 metres of it, they will
164
lock
feet.
onto you and dive bomb you at Mach 5 and try to peck your eyes out over and over and over again until they run you off.
That.
And this behaviour is
fear.
how in 2019, magpies caught a fucking manslaughter charge. Yeah, one day a 76-year-old man was riding his bike through a park in Wollongong.
Oh,
The
they
park
did it to an old
contained
man.
a magpie nest. The magpies took exception to this and started swooping him. And they swooped him so hard that he careened off course, crashed the bike, and fucking died.
That seems about right.
This
Alright, one more short.
fish
will be the last
choke
shot.
you. Just not the way you think. See, this is a hagfish found
Hagfish.
worldwide under the sea, and this thing has one of the most fucking disgusting defense mechanisms on the planet. You see, when I say choke, you probably think I mean they loop that pool noodle shaped body around your neck and squeeze. You are wrong. No,
What do you
these
mean?
guys are piss weak scavengers that average out to about the size
Scavengers?
of a Subway footlong. And despite having a fucking face hugger for a mouth, their main defense mechanism is busting.
What?
You see, as you can probably tell by looking at him, these bad boys are slimy. Really slimy. And when threatened, they use it as a fucking weapon.
Ow.
Whenever something tries to eat them, they kick the slime production into overdrive, secreting a protein that instantly converts the surrounding ocean water into thick, sticky sludge in half a second. And I mean, you know, a load like that in half a second.
Ow.
Incredibly impressive. Nothing to be embarrassed about at all. This slime then seeps into and clogs the gills of their predators,
Oh.
suffocating them to death. Then, having
yeah.
literally slimed their ops, they whip out an Uno reverse card and fucking eat them.
Yeah,
This fish will choke.
Huh. Very interesting. I don't know if this was 10 shorts. I believe it was. This might be the last short,
This
actually.
crab is a boxer.
Boxer.
Agree! That's right, stepping into the ring at 0.15 grams and a huge 2.5 centimeters in length, it's the boxer crab. You see, while most crabs use their pinchers to feed and defend themselves,
Command grab.
the boxer crab has instead elected to spec into CQC and throw fucking hands. And despite their completely average and not at all small size, this fucker fights in the heavyweight division, able to punch out hundreds of times its size. But how
it's
does
tiny.
Nature's Little Mac win the fights? Well, that's pretty simple. He fucking cheats.
Ow.
You see, those little pom-poms aren't a fashion choice. Those are both sea anemones.
See,
That the boxer
enemies?
crab holds in its claws to use as basically fucking brass knuckles. Now, they get these anemones by finding other boxer crabs who have them, jumping them, and then claiming them like they are a fucking WWE title belt. Now, if you weren't aware, anemones are venomous plant-like animals that, in order not to get eaten, sting the shit out of anything that touches them. Boxer crabs are immune to that sting. But you bet your ass that everything that tries to eat the boxer crab isn't. So, the crab and the anemone enter into a symbiotic relationship, essentially becoming an aquatic venom, with the anemone getting some of the crab's food, and the crab gaining venomous brass knuckles. So, whenever a predator gets in the ring with Crab Tyson here, he'll wait for it to get just within striking range, and then... Mr. Squidward, I should kick your f***ing ass!
Ah,
This crab...
interesting. Very interesting for that fish. Alright, well, that was 10 more shorts, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it was 10 more shorts. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. Only a small percentage of people have. And until the next time, I'll see you guys then. Keep gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.